Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1.
Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is Box Office Breakdown. Information and commentary on weekly movie box office.
I bought it.
Okay, well, JGE is here wearing his Magneto sweatshirt, in case you were wondering.
Loves that.
Welcome to Box Office Breakdown on the Popcorn Talk Network. I'm your host, Sara Stretton, and yes, that is who I am.
Sure are.
Being joined by JGE and Tom. Do you want to say hello? Do you have anything to share besides your fact that you're getting lost now on the way to the studio?
I got lost again. I mean, it's so dark around here. There's no streetlights.
Yeah, my street specifically.
I don't know where anybody is. I can't do anything. I don't know what's going on. I was
They're
on
called
the phone.
headlights. They're on your car.
Yeah, but they're dim. They're dim. They're dim.
He likes to set the mood even when he's driving.
Yeah, even when I'm driving on the outside, I'm like, wow, look at that guy's headlights are real dim.
I'm doing great. I was telling you before the show, I got tickets to the Hateful Eight premiere tomorrow.
That's
so
huge.
I'm pretty psyched about that.
It's huge.
It's in the Cinema Dome at ArcLight and 70mm, so...
Yeah,
the audience
movie
is
energy is high right now.
What happened at the? Didn't something happen at the Hateful Eight press conference or something?
Well, I heard at one of there's press screenings where everyone gets to go and see these movies ahead of time so they can pump up reviews so people know what they're gonna go see. And Hateful Eight has already been in its press screenings. And Quentin Tarantino is a huge advocate of using actual film. There's a big deal about this one being in 70mm. So supposedly, what happened at one of the press screenings was they started showing it in 70mm, but there was an issue with the projectionist or with the projection.
He doesn't like that.
Yeah.
What happened?
And it started with I guess there was not just a regular sometimes spotting that shows up, but things were seemed to be out of focus, just not well done projection, which I'm sure Quentin Tarantino went off the walls about. But this is also for press. And then what they ended up doing is halfway through the movie, they ended up having to switch it to digital.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where was Spike Lee at this point? Because I think he may have sabotaged it.
Maybe, but this is always you have to fight to use film unless you're Quentin Tarantino because it's so expensive. And the whole point is that supposedly it looks better, gives you this whole feel. And what a lot of people were saying from the screening, from the bad projection being in the first half, is it looked better in digital.
He probably lost it. Went home and had 20 girls in a foot frenzy or something.
The thing is, everyone's digital now. Like when I worked in a movie theater right out of high school for 2 years, and I was a projectionist for a little while. It's a process to do film, and you have to you have to do the focus, you have to do everything. These kids today, they take a DVD or it's a hard drive, they plug it in and they press play.
Yeah, and you get one grain of something on the film. You have to keep it clean. You have to air dust it. Problems happen all the time.
The art of being a projectionist is being lost.
I heard Cody Hall was the projectionist that day.
He is.
And then
so I don't know what happened.
Projectionist got killed. I'm sure.
But that's the thing. They're projectionists, but all they're doing is hitting play on a digital
button. That's what everybody does now.
Back in old days, you actually had to put the film through everything. Totally different.
It's empty art now. It's empty art.
Except for Quentin, who is very involved with the Beverly Cinema, I believe. I
think Spielberg
really
still shoots on film, too.
A lot of film. There's a couple out there,
Weren't you a
but this isn't
projectionist
helping.
at a skin flick place in LA for a while?
That was I first got here.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, it was good.
We're not.
We ran
about
24
this.
hours, 365 days a year.
All right.
Debbie Does Dallas.
Well,
You're really good
movies.
too. I heard about that.
And Annie Sprinkles and The Devil and Miss Jones.
People are getting excited for the Hateful Eight. People are getting for a lot more energy towards these Oscar contenders. We're going to stick to that side of the film. And of course,
And The Big Short. You saw that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Big Short, we will be talking about that soon. It's coming out. I did watch it.
Would you go into a
week.
tailspin?
I felt very depressed this week. Just a lot of bad energy.
What'd you do? Hit the bottle? You hit the bottle?
No.
Oh.
I watched actually an animated movie. It made me feel better.
Oh,
So I watched The Big Short, and then I went home and watched animation.
So you saw The Big Short this weekend. Was that the movie you saw, basically? Did you see Krampus?
Krampus is not my
Not your
genre.
style?
No, she's scared.
I can't. Let's talk a little bit of what happened in the box office this weekend. Yes, Krampus, we will get there. Tom was our winner, getting 3 out of 5 because
Back in the mix.
certain movie made a little bit more than expected.
So
I would
close.
say double than what most people would expect.
Yeah, good old
But start
Krampus.
with number 5, going to Spectre, dropping almost 58% down to $5.4 million, but staying in that top 5. Kicking out movies like The Peanuts, Mighty 4, they're gone. Going up to number 4, The Good Dinosaur, bringing in 15.5.
Huge drop off.
Huge drop off, 60% for Pixar. This movie, I feel bad. But I don't think it's a strike against Pixar because nothing bad's coming out. But normally they've been on such a build. Their reviews go up. This one, Rotten Tomato scores aren't that high. Numbers, it's making money, but not Pixar money. And that drop off, 60%, not good.
It's just so vanilla.
And it just says Walt Disney now because Pixar does damage control like that. They always do it when they fail, which is not very rarely. But
I don't think they're going to not fail. It's not owning the universe this week, but it's not failing. Going up to number 3, Creed, bringing in 15.54. So you're looking, Creed and Good Dinosaur, literally neck and neck, just right next to each other. They're
I
less
thought Creed would make
than
more than that. I thought Creed was going to do it 20.
less than
Yeah, me
$30,000
too.
apart. Dropped 47.6%. Creed did. Then going up to Krampus. Krampus ended up taking the number 2 spots.
Crazy.
And there's no horror there. I mean, it's
Holiday
got that
horror.
kind of it works.
It's almost more comedy than horror. It's this weird mix of horror comedy,
Yeah, it's like pranks.
which I
and
think
stuff,
kind
right?
of helped it a lot.
Does anybody die?
This is not my genre. I'm not going to go out and see this, but going from a little bit of reading, the director's previous film went straight to DVD
Trick or Treat,
straight to. It didn't go into theaters because, and he had to fight for this, and this really brought in a lot more money than people were thinking. A lot of people had estimates closer to like the 8 million, if that
That's what we
range.
did. I mean, I thought it was
and
gonna do
bringing
8
up
to 10
double.
tops.
Yeah, and it brought in 16. So that's pretty big, taking the number 2 spot, and it's not that far behind Hunger Games, which only brought in 18.6.
Slow weekend all over.
It was.
Very, very slow. Hunger Games also dropped 64%. So if you look at the top 5, the smallest drop was Creed with 47%. Like, that's pretty big. You're looking at 2 films over 60% drop. Small box
I
office
think everybody's
weekend.
saving their money and getting ready for the big one.
Well, that's because, and he had a deal with advanced ticket sales in which people's movie money is already spent.
It is. People are. Well, Ken Knapsack, he emptied his whole bank account.
He
He has no more money.
If you
He
all
couldn't even buy-
don't
he
know,
couldn't
our
even-
friend Ken,
Yeah.
he used to be on Jedi Alliance over here. He works with JTE at Screen Junkies.
He couldn't
He's
even buy
quite the Star Wars fan.
He couldn't even
And
buy the Darth Vader toaster that I have. It's unbelievable. He's broke.
What we're seeing with Star Wars is not only the pre-sale tickets insane, but the rewatchability factor is already there. It's not. Certain people have bought like over 3 sets of tickets.
Some are
for
selling on
opening
eBay for
week.
$1,000. The first showings are selling on eBay for about $1,000.
Some of our friends are going next Monday to the premiere.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people
A lot
are.
of people we know. I'm still trying to
Meanwhile,
keep
I'm
my
going
fingers
to the Point
crossed.
Break premiere.
They're paying people to go to that one.
Yeah, they are. I can get everybody in if they want. All of our friends just come down to Los Angeles and get you in.
You want to go? But yeah, I wonder if there's just a little, the whole Thanksgiving weekend, everyone went and saw the movies. It was a decent weekend, like you're saying, it wasn't huge, but the movie I thought would drop off the least amount was Creed, and it did.
You just like to point out things you're slightly right
Well, it's
about.
obvious.
Yes,
You're just before we started the show, he's like, I was only $500,000 off. I mean, I
Literally.
could have just been.
I could have been 4 out of 5 if like $500,000 here and there. So
Yeah.
it's frustrating.
Well, what I
Blame it
can
on
say to
Costa.
help your frustration is normally when we are all crazy off, someone out there has 5 for 5. But this year, no one.
Not even Boss?
No one had 5 for
Krampus.
5. At least who responded, if you guys
Yeah.
thought it out there. You didn't type it in, so I don't know. Because of really Krampus.
Krampus,
That's what
yeah.
did it. But Renee Flores guessed nearly right on the money for Krampus
He's good.
guessing.
He or she is really good, Renee Flores.
Yeah.
It's a he, I think.
I think, okay. Yeah.
I'm not going to, I don't know, but that was close, and that was a number none of us were really getting.
Gotcha.
So,
I like that lipstick. It looks good on you.
thank you.
Meshes well with your brown eyes. Yeah.
It's very
good
long,
mesh.
It's
very
a
long
fall
guitar.
look.
Yeah,
Who knows?
It's,
But
one of the many looks of you.
thank
We
you.
reviewed that.
That was last year. We're not
Yeah.
talking. Speaking
do that
of upcoming shows, we might not have time because the studio is going dark
Yeah.
for a little bit, for a long bit, kind of. I believe
Yeah.
it's shutting down from about December 18th,
Which happens to be the
through
Star Wars day.
January 3rd. Really, that's why we're shutting
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Everyone just needs to go see Star Wars every day.
Everybody's
so
gonna be so mentally
no one
drained
wants
and
to
dehydrated.
be here. No, but it is shutting down, so there'll be a couple weeks where we are gone. So we're
Yeah.
gonna be able to throw out some Star Wars predictions next week.
Yeah, it's gonna
but
be intense.
I
reviews
don't even know where to
and
begin with that. Oh.
the fainting after getting the actual numbers,
make
you won't
so
be
much
able to
money.
see. So it'll be a fun week next week, and
Could be a good week for geeks.
Yeah.
Big week for geeks.
good
Good week for
season.
geeks.
Good
Yeah.
season. I feel like you go on Amazon, everything right now. It's just like Star Wars.
Star Wars everything.
Star Wars.
They still Star Wars condoms over there.
Yeah, paternity test too.
Yeah, Star Wars
What?
paternity test too.
It says the force is with you, or the,
Are you
the
kidding?
force is not
Yeah,
with
it's like the dark side of
Are you
the
kidding?
light side. No,
I don't know
that's
if you're
serious.
kidding.
I'm joking.
I got the
Thank
condoms.
gosh.
It's a Chewbacca condom. It's the
Oh.
best.
You know, there's a
I-
condom out there that has Darth Vader on it, and it says, "I am not your father."
That's
Oh,
great. Yeah, I got
that's
that.
amazing.
I invented that,
Thank
obviously.
you. That
Whatever.
was Marissa in the
Yeah.
booth. Always a wealth of information.
We
Thank
won't
you
ask
so
you how
much.
you know that, but thank you for the info.
Yeah.
Don't take it there. Don't take it there. So,
Yeah.
really, our only in the box office weekend, our only new movie was Krampus. We might see a
Yeah.
rise
I
in
saw it.
this. You did?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I enjoyed what they were going for, which is a throwback to 80s kind of horror. Definitely Gremlins was a big influence.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I'm not saying you should run out and see it, but if that's your kind of thing, if you like a little bit of comedy horror with a
Okay.
Christmas vibe, I mean,
I saw it on screener.
two things oh, you did?
No, I didn't see it, but I
Oh.
saw the screener. I'm gonna go get it.
Two things I'll say about it. One, it was definitely originally rated R, and they cut it down to PG-13. Because there's scenes where they're literally saying the F word, and you can see it's dubbed over with a different
No.
word.
That's hot.
The second thing is
That's
it's
kind of crazy.
more comedy
There it
than
is.
hold on. I am not your father. Oh, so it's not an actual
I will
condom.
not
yeah,
be
no,
your
it's
not a
father.
rapper.
That's a midget guy. That's a midget Darth Vader.
That's a little person condom.
Yeah, it is a little person condom.
No.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if you whip that, say like okay, let's talk about this for a second here. Say like you're doing you're doing something. Some guy whips that out. Are you gonna be like that's cool, or are you gonna be like I'm out of here?
I feel like you'd have to have them show it to you in your face, like, "Hey, look at my condom wrapper."
That's what I do. Make
It's
sure
very-
they know it's
Well,
the
the funny thing
Magnum.
is, Vader's helmet is very, it has a penis
Protective?
type thing
It
look
is.
to
It definitely does.
So it would actually work if the actual condom was a Vader helmet or some sort.
That's
But
not
that's
a
just
bad
what I
idea.
thought.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
anyway.
It's pretty good stuff.
Speaking
That's a
of
lifever.
the movies,
He's got his lifesaver popping out.
All right.
speaking of the movies,
Okay, thanks for
also
telling us.
new releases. What was it? Chirac? What,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
pronounce it.
Ugh.
Amazon.
What did it do?
1.2 million
Good.
in 305 theaters.
that's pretty
So
good.
That's not bad.
it's not really coming in 13.
It's getting
Well,
really
Chief
good
Keef
reviews.
Not
and
too
his
bad.
crew. Chief Keef and his crew went to go see that in Chicago. Chief Keef.
Oh,
Yeah, he's the best.
What happened?
Chirac.
Is that all?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
more people got shot in Chicago this week than seen Chirac.
I'm not going to
That
go
could be
there.
true.
That's going to be
True.
the sad end of this. Anyway, moving on
Sorry.
to I think worthy of note, Youth and Macbeth also came out in really
Yep.
limited release. Youth has been getting pretty rave reviews, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. It came out in 4 theaters, made $20,000 per theater. So it came in above Macbeth, which opened in 5 and only brought in $13,000 per theater.
Spotlight's still doing
So-
well too.
Yeah, and it's getting a lot of heat off.
It's gonna. I think it's gonna definitely be nominated for Best Picture.
Today-
Spotlight and Brooklyn, right next to each other.
Yeah, Spotlight today was named by the LA Film Critics Association as the best film of the year. As is it was with the Boston Film Critics, but the whole
That's-
movie takes place in Boston, so that's not a big
obviously.
surprise.
Yeah, that's not.
But the National Board of Review named Mad Max the best film of the year, and Mad Max was the runner-up to Spotlight for best film of the year.
And JT
getting
Tom
pretty
Dagnino
crazy.
named Creed the Best Film of the Year.
Exactly. Also,
Gunman got some nominations too.
it's getting a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah, it is.
Just the movie, not even Sean Penn.
Yeah, just the whole movie.
Well,
Sean Penn's pectorials. He wins. Best pictorials.
I feel like I've just
Hollywood.
lost control this week. I feel like I don't know what's going on that side of the table.
We're doing a show here.
So I'm going to try and read my absolute miniature notes. So when I stutter, please forgive me.
Everything's miniature now.
Oh, gosh.
Darth Vader
condoms, our sheets.
I mean, this... All right. In the Heart of the Sea is facing fierce headwinds going into its U.S. debut next week. But the whaling drama launched overseas to a mediocre $17.1 million from 38 foreign markets.
It looks cheesy.
It's like...
I mean,
Really?
I love Ron Howard, but
Yeah,
it just
too.
kind of looks kind of cheesy. I used to know a girl named, we called this girl in high school Moby Dick. She wasn't even that big. Like it wasn't.
That's
because she was hard to
awful.
get, or
No, because she.
I know we're not.
She's,
Stop it.
she's,
Stop
the-
it.
the
Stop
stuff
it.
that
Warner
Moby Dick
Bros.,
did.
the studio behind the drama about the sinking of Essex, a maritime disaster that inspired Moby Dick, touted the fact that the film's opening is 32% higher than the nautically themed Master and I think this is supposed to say Master and Commander, but
Yeah.
it says Master and Command, and ship
that's in that
in
movie.
Yeah, that's a porn.
distress drama Captain Phillips. Both films did solid business globally. So it's opening 32% higher than both of those, I guess. I don't know how much that says about here. They really have been pushing it recently, I feel like. And it's like the beautiful shots of the sea type of
You know what I?
look.
Sea is beautiful.
Yeah, you know what I find interesting about this is Chris Hemsworth, the lead.
Yes.
They've worked together on Rush, which is a
Yes.
film I loved last year. It's really starting to look like Chris Hemsworth isn't a big draw outside of Thor.
I agree
Black
with
Cat did nothing.
Nothing.
He had a side role in Vacation this past summer, that Vacation movie, which was really bad.
That was Sarah's favorite movie this year, and
outside
that
of-
part was her favorite.
I mean, I think he's a good actor. I thought Rush, he gave one of his best
I really
performances.
like Rush.
And
Rush was great.
But
I'm curious to see this, but he's
Well,
not quite a draw yet.
I
Why
mean,
would
we
they
can
put him in
figure.
there?
Not too
I
many
mean,
people are.
I
That's the
am
problem
a
now.
huge Chris Hemsworth fan when
think
it
he's
does
great.
come to Thor and when it came to Rush. But when it came to Black whatever,
Black
I had
Cat,
no desire to see that. I am a little bit more interested in seeing In the Heart of the Sea, but I just found out he was in it. And it wasn't me that drew him into this movie.
Oh, really? Was it just a whale overall?
Oh, yeah, in the book. And just
Yeah.
wanted to
So
see
it's
it.
based on the book called Moby Dick.
Obviously, the Herman
But
Melville
it's
classic.
based, but it's not actually based on the book Moby Dick. It's based on the
It's
story
based
that
on
influenced
the
Yes.
Moby
sinking
Dick.
of the Essex, which I guess is the vessel.
That Moby Dick
Yeah, and
fought.
Pinocchio's on the boat too.
Well, doesn't Hemsworth get swallowed by the shark? Is that what happened to Moby Dick?
No. by
Shark?
Moby Dick.
By the shark?
Yeah, then the shark gets swallowed by the whale, and he comes out of the shark to enter the whale.
That's why we called that girl Moby Dick. She was the best.
We're going to keep going. Anyway, it's opening up here next week, so we'll see how it does. Get some predictions out there.
I want to see it. That's all I want to say.
I'll probably see it too. With In the Heart of the Sea failing to make big waves, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 still controlled foreign charts. For the third week running, it topped all films, picking up another $32.4 million. Worldwide total is already at $523.9 million.
It's going to come to a screeching halt.
And it's not even that good, and people
Yeah,
don't
it
love
is.
it.
Yeah.
But it has the money. In second place, Spectre added $23 million to its haul. The James Bond film has generated... The numbers just get bigger and bigger as we go this year. $792 million worldwide. It should pass the $800 million mark next week.
Could do $1 billion.
I don't think it's going to make as much as Skyfall.
No.
I don't think
No,
it can't.
no.
It's not going to be able to make that ground. It's not as good.
And it just didn't move that quick. Let's
Yeah.
see. The Good Dinosaur and The Martian rounded up the top 5, taking 5th and 3rd place, respectively.
Yeah.
The animated film about the lovable dinosaur earned $19.4 million and has generated $131 million globally. So it's nothing to balk at, but when
Yeah.
you're talking about, we've had Pixar movies open
Yeah.
to over
Inside
half
Out's
that.
up at $700 million.
Yeah, that's good.
And then for the most part, The Martian added 13.5 million. It's also at $570.8 million.
Pixar could have 30 bombs in a row and still be rolling in dough.
Oh yeah.
I'm really looking forward next week to how many. I mean, no, we're getting Star Wars. I know London's getting it a few days before us, or is it like a week before us in London?
Yeah, I think so.
England. I'm sorry, not just London. Is it opening everywhere? I know the U.S. opens the 17th, 18th, but is it opening everywhere?
I think so.
Like, is it gonna drop everywhere in one day and just?
It's going to be...
Be like,
whole
ha.
world- Yeah.
This thing's going to do $3.5 billion.
Yeah.
It's
Hold
going
on,
to
let's find
smash
out.
every record there is.
Wow. It's gonna be
Google
amazing.
Star Wars release pattern.
There you go.
It's going to be unbelievable. They should open in Russia first. Russia's a good place to open.
Goodness.
They love Han Solo over there.
not really
They
coming
are.
up.
It's. I've never seen this much marketing before for a movie. This is unbelievable. Like every single channel and every single thing and every single store you go to is Star Wars in your face.
They said they sold like 50 million in pre-sale tickets already.
It's gonna do 500 million.
Well, you go online, and every
10
theater
days.
has like 5 screens in the theater in the U.S.
They did a Force Awakens panel the other day. Christian was. Christian Harloff was like interviewing everybody.
He interviewed the whole cast and crew.
And that's blowing up. He's gonna be next
Those
host
guys
of Jeopardy or something.
Are going to the premiere. How crazy and psycho are they?
I don't know what they did. They.
Well,
I'm having a little bit of a problem finding
Somebody help
release
somebody
dates are
out.
on
Next
this
week-
short notice.
We'll get it next week. 'Cause
We'll
next
get
week's
it
going to be the
next
big Star
week.
Wars.
Yes, that is something that will play
Yeah, we'll
into
go
our
bananas
numbers
with that.
predictions.
Yeah.
So that is our international numbers
Nothing about,
for the week. What?
A journey from.
No,
I think it's out.
no,
Damn
it's
it.
out. Did you have a planned story?
Yeah. Well, no, but
But you were going to make one up.
I just love talking about that movie.
That's a great title.
It's the best. It's an 8-minute trailer.
I know you told me.
It's the best
I
stuff.
still haven't seen it.
But we can move on to the international titles game.
Go.
Break out the Rosetta Stone, because it's time for the international title game.
Al esfuerzo y al heroísmo de una revolución no los queremos.
What was that?
That was me making the wrong turn in Burbank.
That was the makeup person doing your makeup today, Sarah.
Oh yeah.
I did my makeup today.
That was you in the mirror doing yourself your own makeup.
Okay. Well,
I
I
lampooned
was
as a
able
makeup
to
guy for
find
a while.
out from before you start your game in your during your dance.
Yes.
I was able to find some things out worldwide. It seems like for the most part, the earliest that we're going to be seeing The Force Awakens is the USA, which they have the premiere
Obviously.
14th. Then the UK 15th London premiere. Australia has the 16th premiere. And then we have a whole bunch opening on the 16th, from Belgium to Switzerland to Finland to France to Indonesia to Italy to Morocco to
All I
Philippines.
need to know
I'm
is
trying
when
to
is
find
China? That's
I'm
all you
looking.
need to know.
I'm looking.
It's gonna be unbelievable in China.
China. This has. I don't know if this is right.
What does it say?
January 9th.
Yeah, they're gonna let everybody see it, because you know what they're gonna do.
So they're not going to get us out to next year.
Yeah, but here's what's gonna happen. They're
They're
gonna be so hyped up to see this.
Yeah.
Because they're waiting and waiting and waiting, that it may do like $500 million in one day over there. I'm not kidding. I'm not
Maybe.
kidding.
I mean, it jumps. You have almost everyone seeing it by December 18th. And then the last two columns or the last two sections on IMDb at least, say Greece, December 24th, which is only a week jump. And then China, January 9th.
Do you remember the opening to the Olympics that China did?
Yes,
It's going to be very similar to that opening.
that was
weekend.
amazing. They
gonna be-
killed that. Yeah, it's going to be
It's
amazing
going to be
stuff.
amazing.
They blew it out of the water in Beijing.
Now we can go on.
I wonder
to,
if this is true in China. I heard that, some of the theaters only have 100 seating, but they let like 500 people in. Like people
So,
sit on
they
each
just
other's
cram in
laps.
there?
Yeah, they
Kinda
cram
like,
in.
Kind of like your subways?
Kind of like they do all
I
the
don't
time.
think I can research that on the fly.
Yeah.
But you can continue with
Well,
your game.
they're used to crowding over there and like in small spaces
Have you
and
seen
things
videos
like
of
that.
their subways? They're insane.
It's insanity.
They're like sardines.
It's
They squish
pickpocket
them in.
central over there.
Yeah. All right. Let's
They're
go.
the best.
International
Continue,
game.
They do
please.
the best stuff.
Let's get to the game.
Okay.
Now that we've led you in 5 times.
Ron Howard, in The Heart of the
Yes.
Sea, he's a talented guy, and he always was.
Yeah.
Always has been.
Always has been.
Happy Days.
He is the Happy Days, and when he was Opie, and everything else he's done. Great actor. He doesn't even act anymore, but still.
American Graffiti.
Yeah, it's fantastic. in
There's
that.
an ad for cinnamon rolls on this, and they look delicious.
Yeah, cinnamon rolls are good. We'll go buy some after this. I know a
sure
place.
was
This place down the block.
Please continue.
All right, Backdraft.
Yes. I
Yeah.
love
A
it.
really good movie.
Everyone, go see it.
Yeah, go see Backdraft.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Bathed in fire red. Bathed in fire red. Bathed.
That makes sense.
And fire red.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Red.
Ransom, the Mel Gibson classic.
Yes.
Before he was absolutely bizarre and crazy, but I like that. So anyway, Kidnapper, Wanted. No, there was like
okay.
No idea.
maybe like an ad in the paper. Kidnapper wanted.
Yeah, okay.
Probably on the underground internet. In the heart of the sea, beluga whales pass. Beluga whales pass. Beluga is like a caviar.
No, it's not. It's
Yes,
like
it
a
is.
type of whale.
No, it's a caviar.
No, it's a type of whale.
It's also caviar.
Isn't it a type of whale?
have no
Like
idea.
that song
I thought-
that Raffi or whatever his
thought it
name
was
is
a-
Actually,
sing?
beluga caviar that is more prominent around Romania.
Yeah, see?
I thought
Wow.
I thought it was a Jungle Book character.
Isn't
You guys got me all
is
beat.
beluga not a type of whale?
Boogaloo?
I know
There is
some-
a beluga whale.
I knew some-
See, there is a beluga
There is a
whale.
beluga
So maybe
whale,
that's
but
true
there's
then.
beluga
What was the
caviar
character's
as
name
well.
in Jungle Book?
I know a chick named Beluga as well.
Baloo.
She's the best.
That's all I'm thinking of. All right, next.
The Missing.
Oh yeah, that's the one with Tommy Lee Jones, Kate Blanchett.
Yes. Ghost Hunter fans. So we'll go again. Backdraft. Bathe in fire red. Ransom. Kidnapper. Wanted.
Yeah, gotcha.
In the heart of the sea. Beluga. Whales pass. The Missing. Ghost Hunter fans.
I'll go with the Boogaloo.
Beluga.
The
Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, Electric
I'm going
Boogaloo too.
with Ghost Hunter fans. What was it?
Yeah, Ghost Hunter. That's the one I was.
Ghost Hunter
wrestling
fans?
Yeah. Okay. And,
Oh, I'm worried that we don't have a winner.
and Marissa.
Marissa's going with the Missing. The Ghost. Yeah. Did one of us win?
The answer is no.
Oh no!
It's Ransom. Kidnapper Wanted.
Oh,
Damn it.
I knew it. Damn it.
So
Darn
I mean,
it.
so
Don't
you
think I'm
would,
supposed
you
to
would
cuss
think the
on
one
this.
sheet says Kidnapper Wanted?
Marissa.
That's Crazy Town.
Damn.
Winner. Right here.
Fine, you can win this one. Two
I'm still-
winners.
I'm
Good
still
job.
I'm
Have
still
a nice
reeling-
week.
I'm still reeling off my Patriots loss, so I'm just not.
Why?
in the right mindset.
Oh, thank you. I was looking for. Why are your notes bigger than my notes?
Those are, I print them.
Oh.
Plus I'm just bigger all
no
around.
fair. Okay. Top 5. Ron Howard. Why did it say best comedy movies?
Because I didn't want to talk about the Da Vinci Code.
So you changed our whole game
This
because
is
you
better.
didn't want to talk about the Da Vinci Code.
'Cause these are better
What do you
movies.
have against the Da Vinci Code?
Well, because I think Ron Howard's a better comedic director than he is drama.
That's tough.
Hold the wait till you read these. What
Yeah,
you read
let's
the
hear.
stuff on
Let's
the
hear.
list.
I haven't seen them, so let's go. I know one. I know two off the top of my head that I really like.
One of them
that are
is
comedies or just his
They're
movies in
comedies.
general?
one of them is my top 5 favorite movie of all time.
One of these?
Yep.
All right. Well,
Next to.
Take a wild guess what it is.
I can't wait to hear.
Well, it's Creed, Raging Bull. No, not Creed. Rocky,
Okay.
Raging Bull.
Number 1
Major League.
on your list that you've now crafted because you changed the show
Yeah.
is How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
That's
is
number
that
1.
it? Is that your favorite?
Oh,
No.
you put them in the wrong order.
Just reading from the back.
Gosh.
Had a rough week.
Well, now
Yeah,
you
that's-
guys got the surprise. That's where we're gonna end up.
running around naked all
Number
week. What do you want me to do?
5
Number 5.
is Night Shift,
Oh, that's
bringing in
Fantastic.
I already know.
adjusted
No, it actually
almost
isn't.
60
Oh, really?
million
No.
from 82. This is not. Did you thought this was his favorite?
Has anybody?
'Cause of the
have-
subject
have you
matter.
saw this?
I've never seen this.
This is
Sorry.
the movie that broke Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
it was
Mike
his
Keaton.
first starring role ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
He destroyed this. This is where he got all these movies afterwards.
I've never seen this movie actually.
He broke out in a big way.
I've heard of this, but I've not seen it.
It's Henry Winkler, who's the Fonz, obviously. Shelley Long. They work in a morgue, and then they turn it into a prostitution ring.
Yeah.
Right up my alley.
This is why I thought immediately it was your favorite.
And they got
Just because
prostitution.
it had prostitution ring in it.
Well, I love
No.
any kind of ring, but prostitution rings are the best rings.
Okay.
It's like I said, you can't make these kind of movies anymore because the general public won't go to see them. This was a fantastic film and just real fun, and Michael Keaton destroyed this. Probably his best work.
How much did it make?
Adjusted 59.8.
Wow, so that's a-
That's good money.
Unadjusted 21.
Pretty big hit.
The next spot goes to Gung Ho.
It was also Ron
Yes.
Howard's
Bringing in
first studio movie.
82 million
Yes.
adjusted.
Now, this
36.
is my favorite.
This
I
one?
absolutely
I love-
love this movie.
I love Gung Ho too.
It is so blue collar and so goddamn good. I might watch it when I go
I
home.
forgot. I forgot.
Do you
that
guys
was
have
Ron
the
Howard.
same movie mind? Like, which movie do you disagree with each other
Not
on?
many.
Not
Not
too
many.
many. I
Not too
love
many.
Gung Ho. I watched it so many times growing up. Michael Keaton. It's about a Japanese company that comes in, takes over this auto plant because this town's about to die, and it's a real clash of East meets West, and it's just fantastic. I don't really know what else to say.
I mean, look, Toyota used the film as an example of how not to manage Americans. They used it like they played the film to people because it was that good. It's about America being lazy, which they are. It was way before its time. I mean, the Japanese people, they don't go home. They sit there until the car is perfect. We don't do that. We want to go to like school graduations. They don't do that.
But the film shows like they do it at the cost of being close to their family. And
right.
America, and there's Mike Keaton gives this great speech where he's like, "You want to hear number
And
one?"
it's a comedy.
He's like Jelly Bean something dropped 45 points in the first half of the game. They called me off the bench. They put me on him. Guess how many he scored for the rest of the game? Goose egg, baby. He's like, he scored nothing.
Well, there you go. That's
And then Michael Keaton
right
lies.
there.
If you're ever going to listen to me, go watch this movie.
Yeah, I endorse this movie. I need to go watch it now.
It's
All right.
unbelievable
I haven't
stuff.
seen it in a while. I need to watch it.
But it's
We have to talk about the full list. The next one is Splash.
next time just put
bringing
Gun
in.
Ho 5.
No.
All right, what's the next one?
Mimi
Splash.
Rogers was hot in that too. Jesus, Mimi
Splash
Rogers
bringing
was
in 173 million adjusted, 69.8 unadjusted.
This is the one that came to my mind right away, besides another one, which I'm curious to hear if it's on this list. Splash is great. Tom Hanks, early. If people forget, he started with comedy.
hot. He was the 12th choice.
And also the first time he teamed up with John
know that.
Candy.
Yes.
John Candy and him in his movie have great chemistry. They went on to do another film called Volunteers together. I think they might have done one more film together after that. I can't remember, but so good together. I love
Julia Louis-Dreyfus was going to be the mermaid.
Oh, really? Is that Daryl
She was
Hannah?
actually signed on.
Oh, wow.
And Daryl Hannah was so scared, but Julia Louis-Dreyfus didn't want to show them, her things.
Daryl Hannah in this movie.
Travolta passed on this as well. I can't imagine Travolta in this role with John Candy. But he looks good as Robert Shapiro in the OJ thing that's going to come on FX. That's my new favorite. One more thing. You know who the first choice to play this was?
Who?
Take a wild guess.
Are you lying?
No, I'm not. It wasn't Stallone.
Okay. Then that means it's going to be
Sean Penn.
Yes. Is he really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, he's the best. If he would have did this, he would have crushed. Because it was Spicoli time.
Who would have won an Oscar probably?
All right.
Would have been
The second on the
down as the top
comedy
5 best
Ron
films of all time.
Howard list is Parenthood.
Yes, that's the one I was
bringing
hoping
in
would be on there.
209 million adjusted, 100 million
I
unadjusted.
love Parenthood. I love that movie
It's
growing
fantastic.
up. I never watched the TV show. Apparently, it's really good, but it's a totally different thing from the movie. Probably one of my favorite Steve Martin films overall.
The Jerk is better than that.
It's just really funny. There's even a great scene where like there's one where like he has these daydreams throughout the movie where his kid just messes. He teaches his kids well. He's like graduating college, and then like the kid misses like a home run, gets embarrassed. Then he imagines the kid like basically like becoming a mass murderer. It's like really dark stuff at times, but it's done so well with Ron Howard and the cast for this movie. Phenomenal.
See, isn't this list better than the Da Vinci Code and some other bullshit that he's done? I'm not saying it's bad, but nobody wants to watch those movies.
What
Everybody wants
other
to talk
things
about
do you not
comedy.
like?
Everything else, but it's not comedy.
What about
No, any Da Vinci Code's terrible.
A Beautiful Mind?
Backdraft is good, and I like
Apollo 13?
Yeah, those are good movies,
love
but
Apollo
these comedies are better than that.
All right. Number one goes to How the Grinch Stole Christmas, bringing in $400 million adjusted, 260 unadjusted.
Not his best movie.
No.
Very forgettable. I was working in a movie theater when this came out, and I often refer to it as my Vietnam because it was the most insanely packed movie theaters ever been. Like, it was insane.
Well, it was Jim Carrey at the top of his game at
That's
this
the
point.
thing. And it was just a perfect mix of everything. Jim Carrey, a beloved Christmas classic, it came out around the holidays. I just remember working movie theater and, like, people breaking down. Like, there was just so busy, so many kids, so much popcorn on the floor.
It was such a big movie. I mean,
And now just imagine that times 1,000 for about 2 weekends from
it's
now.
true.
this did
Oh,
really
no.
well. It did really well in China too. They loved Jim Carrey, but it used to take Jim Carrey every day 8 hours a day to put this makeup on.
Oh, screw that.
He felt so confined and uncomfortable in the latex skin that he went to like a Zen guru, so he wouldn't, because he's so ADD and crazy, to sit there for 8 hours while this putting this stuff on. He couldn't handle it, so he got Zenned out, and now he turned into a Zen master after this. So he credits that with this.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, those are your on.
It's called torture resistance technique. That's what he was doing.
Howard, best comedy movies for him. Here are your notes back.
I need that. because this is where all the gold is.
On that one piece of paper.
Yep.
You can talk about some of these upcoming films. We talked a little bit already about In the Heart of the Sea because it's released internationally, but it is opening up in our box office this upcoming week.
I mean, they're just getting whatever they can before Star Wars comes out.
It's a cash grab right now. They got to do it.
It's really our only big wide release coming out.
Yep.
We have Hunger Games coming in at 18.6. It's gonna drop probably another half. I mean, it already dropped 64.
Mm-hmm.
That means you have to get this film to make more than 10 million to get the number one spot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, they had to. The whole cast was on 500 calorie diets. 500 calories a day.
Yeah, they lost a lot of weight.
That's like nothing.
Yeah, that's insane.
I don't ever want you to go on that kind of diet.
I will never go on that type of diet.
Can't have you losing your assets. Don't let Roxy go on it either.
I'll let her know.
I also feel like there's just no real momentum for this movie. Like, no one I know is talking about it. It's kind of like, oh, is that what's coming out the week before Star Wars?
I agree that there's not a ton of momentum around this.
Nobody cares.
But there's not really a ton of momentum besides Creed, whichever there's a lot of people love. There's not a ton of love around these movies.
Yeah.
You're getting some love for like the indie movies, and they're coming out in 4 or 5 theaters. Like that's not really doing that much.
But people are really blinded by Star Wars now. It's one-track mind Star Wars stuff right now, and nobody else cares about anything. They'll watch something, but they'll be thinking about Han Solo when they see the whale pop up.
And the 2 movies that are coming out the same weekend as Star Wars are very counter-programming with Sisters and Chipmunk.
And Point Break. Don't forget about Point Break.
Does that come out the same weekend then?
It's tracking well. I'm telling you, Point Break is going to do decent. It needs to, or I'm going to be in big trouble.
It's
I'm
whatever.
gonna be really poor.
When Star Wars is sold out, everybody go buy a ticket to Point Break.
Please. I'll give everybody a backpack. I got like 100 backpacks at my house.
The Big Short is also coming
out.
With the one I saw, it's coming out in 7 theaters though. So it just dives into how horrible the banks were and everything that happened, and a lot of people are in it. Brad Pitt's in it. Like
any nudity?
Steve Carell. I heard Christian Bale's like one of the standouts in the movie.
It's really great. There's really good performances. Really interesting use of soundtrack. One of the most interesting uses of soundtrack I've heard in a long time.
80s music?
Everything. Switching from like metal to Phantom of the Opera to like who knows
what. It's Adam McKay.
It's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, which is really interesting because he's known for doing the Anchormans and like Step Brothers. Like he's a comedic director, and this is him kind of stepping outside of that.
He really wanted to do this movie. Paramount was like, the only way we're gonna let you do this is if you do Anchorman 2 first. And he was like, fuck, I don't want to do that. But they were forced to do it to get this out because he wanted to be taken serious as a director. I mean, you'd be surprised the give and take in Hollywood nowadays. I mean, to get something done, you have to do something else. It was like Sony. It was like music with like Michael Jackson. Anytime, I think it was Sony who owned Michael's stuff, they wouldn't let MTV they wouldn't give MTV the video unless they played their other artists' videos before the Michael Jackson videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And it's that kind of give and take.
All right. So also coming out is Don Verdeen.
This I don't really know much about.
I don't either.
You do.
But you wanted to talk about it.
This is coming off of, this is obviously Jared Hess, who directed one of my favorite movies of all time. What's that one called again?
I don't know. It's your favorite.
It's not Napoleon Dynamite. It's what the hell is it called? It escapes my memory.
Can you give me some plot points?
Yeah, it's Surveillance Does. It's Sam Rockwell, isn't it? Gentleman Bronco.
Gentleman Bronco. Okay.
Fantastic film. It's so bizarre.
All right, and so what is this?
Dynamite does the same guy?
This is where he plays like some down and out preacher who an archaeologist or something who finds like a statue.
How many theaters is this opening in?
Like a couple.
Okay, yeah, we're not going to talk about it anymore.
It's going to be the best.
We're going to also, what we should mention is Legend is supposedly getting its nationwide release on the 11th. So
it's going to tank.
Yeah, I don't think it's got enough.
I mean, a lot of people have praised Tom Hardy's performance in it. That has been out there.
It's a big character study.
It's made already 906,000 domestically. But that's with a really limited release. It started on November 20th, bringing in 4 theaters. It up to 40 the weekend of the 27th. It up to 60 last weekend. But last weekend it was only tracking about 4,000 per theater versus when it opened it was tracking about 21.
It's just not a 4-quadrant movie. It's a very small indie kind of film. It's not going to make any damage.
No. There's another movie coming out. I don't know if it's on your paper.
No, it's not, which means we're not going to talk about it.
No, it's Bleeding Heart. It's Jessica Biel and Zosia Mamet.
Well, no wonder we haven't heard of it.
Yeah, but Jessica Biel plays a yoga instructor.
Okay, well,
so
now-
there's going to be
now
yoga
I'm
pants.
interested.
Yes. So she has to protect her sex, worker sister from her deadbeat boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wish Jessica Biel was the sex, worker, but she's not because she's the yoga. So I'll take that because I'd rather see her as a yoga girl, with the yoga pants and stuff.
I'm actually working on a script with Finstock right now. It's inspirational, kind of like retelling of history, but it's about the man who invented yoga pants.
Yes.
Finstock's gonna play him, and I think it could be a real like heartwarming, kind of like victorious kind of movie.
Yeah, we're gonna.
You say victorious, I say horror.
It's
horror
only
slasher film.
It's only 4 pages long.
At you.
It's 4 pages long, but it's gonna be a feature length. So
yeah, it's gonna be featured. The trailer shot is when.
Well, now
he's
that we
checking
know
out a girl, and he's
everything
like,
that's
"Those
coming
I'll let
out,
you know when the auditions are at. They're gonna be next
We're
week.
gonna start our predictions.
Okay.
So keep in mind we have In the Heart of the Sea coming out, and we are expanding Legend to take on the current box office Hunger Games, Krampus, Creed, Dinosaur, Spectre.
Big Short is nationwide, right?
No, Big Short's 7.
This is tough, man, because everything's so close together, and they're all like not great, and someone really good.
It's gonna be interesting.
All right, I'm gonna go number 1. I think Krampus is gonna fall off hard.
Mm-hmm.
This is tough. I'm sticking, I guess, with Hunger Games because I don't see anything coming in to dethrone it.
You don't think Hard to See can do 18?
The only thing is if
Doesn't need to do 18.
Yeah, it
needs to do.
I don't think Hard to See.
12.
I think Hard to See might do
probably
like
16.
Hard to See might do like 12. So
That could win.
That could win.
could win. Shit, everything's so close. Oh, damn it. All right, well, I guess I'll go Hard to See number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I'm gonna give it to Krampus and Hunger Games are about 2 million away from each other.
It's so close.
It's so close, and I think Creed dropped off the less, so I'm gonna give number 2 to Creed.
Yes.
3 to Creed. So it goes Heart of the Sea, Hunger Games, Creed, then I'll go Krampus, and then I'll go I'll go Good Dinosaur.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the best I got.
All right.
They're all so close.
That was very interesting. Take it away.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Wait, let me see this. So, Hunger Games dropped 64%.
Yeah, big drop off.
You're going to look at this probably doing 15. They probably do what The Good Dinosaur did, maybe a little lower. Now,
It's
can The
gonna be
Heart of the
15?
Sea do that?
Mockingjay's only off. If it falls off, if it falls off 40%, you're looking at like.
I'm going to go to Heart of the Sea number 1.
Okay.
Okay.
The Hunger Games number 2.
Right there with me.
I think Creed could be number 3.
I Creed it too, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go Good Dinosaur number 4 and Krampus number 5. So we're switched up by 1.
Did I say Creed number 2 or 3?
You said 3.
3.
I want to switch that. I meant to say 2.
You always do this.
No, because I originally meant to say it's going to be Heart of the Sea, Creed, Hunger Games, then Good Dinosaur, and Krampus and Good Dinosaur. Sorry.
Is that what you're sticking with?
That's what I meant to say the first time. I just confused myself.
Yeah, because I threw you
it's
off.
not hard. I was thinking of yoga pants.
All right.
Yeah, yoga
I have
pants.
to sneeze.
Oof, boy.
Okay.
This is tough.
I have to sneeze.
Do it.
I can't.
That'd be hot. I've never seen you sneeze before.
Anyway, in the heart of the In the Heart of the Sea is going to be number 1. Then we're going to go to Hunger Games, then Creed, then Krampus.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to throw it out there and put Legend in there.
Wow. Okay.
I really think Creed
I mean,
could
it's
break number 2.
tracking. Legend dropped down to like 4,000 per theater. That's what Hunger Games is at right now. Hunger Games is at 4,000 per theater. It's going to do less than that because it's going wider. But right now, our 5th spot is going to a movie that's bringing in 2,800 per theater.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Do you sneeze like a chick? Like they hold it in? Or do you just go theatrically sneeze?
Well, obviously, I just let it pass.
Well, yeah, okay. We
For
could do
right
that.
now.
But I mean, if you're at your house, are you just like, chew? Or is it just like you do the little chick thing, yeah?
What was that? Did you? It just looked like you like.
Yeah, they go like, they don't want to sneeze.
They hold their nose like.
Yeah, they hold
I'm
their
a
nose.
person. I sneeze sometimes, unless I like feel like, oh crap, I can't make noise right now, and then I don't.
Okay, so
Like, that's how normal people operate.
it's structured sneezing. That's interesting.
I don't hold my nose.
Moving
when I
on.
sneeze. Like,
No.
I just let
Marissa,
it come out.
Yeah, I
please
let it go
save
totally.
me
I have to,
and
like,
tell
I
me that
jump
we
in the
have
shower
a
every time
caller
I
on the
sneeze.
line. I need some help.
Still caller
So
too,
much help.
so we didn't get to any
Or
last week.
Marissa, you can just talk to
That's
me.
one of
No
my
callers right
No
now.
callers
but
right now.
if they want to call, they can always call 424-253-0504.
Yeah.
Hold on. That was, say that
see,
again.
You know, that's
That
a different
was-
number than we had last time.
I
That's
think
why.
so.
424-253-0504.
424-253-0504.
0504. There you
Ooh,
go.
that was sexy,
That's
Marissa.
that was our old.
Nice
That's our
job,
old
Marissa.
number.
That was very sexy the way
It's
you
because
said
we
that.
changed studios, I
Yeah,
think. It's because we always are
every
like
studio is
bouncing
different.
around.
Well, I'll do a better job of finding out what the number is before the show
And tweeting that one out.
we do change studios once in a while.
We do.
And tweeting it.
We're
out
just
there.
being confusing to people.
I know.
It's kind of rude of us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Are
Oh.
you flying somewhere for the holidays?
Yes.
Where?
I'm not telling you.
Oh, you probably better
No, I'm
off.
going snowboarding.
Really?
I'm going to Utah.
Oh yeah, you bought that snowboard.
I did.
Is that where
hot.
you're gonna use it over there?
Yeah.
Send
I'm
me
going
some
to go to
pictures.
Utah, and then I'm going to
very
Mammoth.
Point Break.
You're not Mormon, are you? You're not Mormon.
No, I'm not Mormon.
Good. Not anything bad about them, but I'm glad you're not.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think people are going to take that offensively.
Well, no, I'm not saying they're bad people. I just don't want you to be Mormon. Just in case, in
All
the
right, I
long
think
run.
we got a
Marissa.
call. Thanks for calling Box Office Breakdown. Who do we got?
Hey, this is Chris Osterman.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, Chris, what's up?
Chris, what's up, buddy?
Dude, great picture the other day, man.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
So good.
You never cease to amaze
Yeah,
me.
thank you.
You know what? You're going to get a Point Break book bag for that.
A book bag.
Yeah,
In
send me
case
your-
you have any books.
It's a really nice waterproof, bright orange bag, just in case you're like,
Going through the jungle.
Your plane crashes and you're
Or
in the
you
sea.
needed.
Well, it's waterproof.
You're dealing
so,
with a tsunami.
Yeah, it's a flotation device as well, and I think you know a lot about them.
Yeah, I mean, I only try to send pictures of practical things that can be used.
It's-
I'm not trying to send anything that's unpractical. It's just
It's useful stuff.
I don't want to waste anybody's time.
No, it just it inspires me to be a better man.
I'm glad. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm trying to do with my life.
Good. You're doing a good job.
That's
You
all we're
got
trying
it.
to do.
You got it, Chris.
That's all we're trying to do.
Well, I really blew it with my top 5 last week.
It's okay. Join the club.
Hey,
Well,
no one saw Krampus come through like that.
you had your hands full.
You should have
literally.
seen Krampus because you. But do you have a top 5 to make up for it this week?
I don't have a top 5, but I do have a question.
Yeah,
All
hit us.
right.
It's something that's just been eating me up inside, and I want to get your all's thoughts on this.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
So I keep seeing this random nonsense where people are talking about it's like for every single role that comes up, they're like, oh, well, it should be Chris Pratt, or oh, it should be Benedict Cumberbatch, or oh, it should
Yeah.
be Tom Hardy.
Mhm.
And now I'm seeing like in the female genre with like Emily Blunt, it's like every single role that comes up, they're like, Emily Blunt should play this role. Well, of course, Emily Blunt should play that role. And I was looking back, I was watching Jurassic Park the other night, and I was like, nobody knew who Sam Neill was, or Laura Dern, or Jeff Goldblum, Fast the Fly, when that came out. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on the importance of casting original actors instead of just everyone relying on these same groups of people?
I think. Go ahead.
I think it depends on what the
Great
movie
question.
has. Because you look at this and how a movie gets made really depends. Like, if you have an unknown writer, attaching a well-known actor is going to get your movie pushed to the front of the line. Versus if you have an entity like Star Wars, it thrives on casting unknowns and making new careers. But that's because the brand of that has the power to do it. But also, people have been relying on the past couple of years on A-list stars to continue their movies and make pairings. Like you see the whole Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence making 5 movies in a row. But that's starting to fail. And you're starting to see more movies because there's so many A-listers. There's so many people who get a well-known role and get fans off of it, but fans also really flock to genre. When you look at what people want to see, like, yes, it will pull in some seats to bring in an A-list actor, but genre right now seems to pull in more people than the actor itself, because actors are everywhere. You're getting A-list names in every realm of film, from movies that have $2 million budgets to movies that have 200. Like there's no qualification. But for the movie making process, it's still for the production teams. You get those actors involved, and your movie is going to get more money and it's going to get moved quicker.
That's a great answer.
That's an excellent point there.
But the crazy thing is, 95% of these studio execs are followers. They don't know much. They think they're like, oh yeah, let's get this guy for this guy or this guy for that. They're very weak-minded people, and most of them are out of touch. They just have a lot of money, and they throw a lot of money at these people. And the movies have been failing, just like Sarah has said. I think they should give no-name actors more of a chance in bigger movies. Okay. I don't think it's a money-hungry business, and it's more than it's ever been. Mm-hmm. It's we got a bunch of idiots running it. I equate it to Republicans. They're almost out.
Oh gosh.
They're almost done.
Oh gosh.
We just have to wait till these guys die off. So like new Democrats with fresh ideas come in, because this is just really making me sick, and the business is making me sick.
Let's keep it on movies.
Let me say this. I think you're thinking about people the fans really get caught up with a certain actor, and they're like, oh, because they're kind of like one-track mind sometimes. Let's not forget 2 years ago, Chris Pratt was not a household name. Mm-hmm. Marvel took a chance and took this kid from a sitcom, and the only other really feature film he had was like some side character comedies and a very small role in Zero Dark 30.
I'm not saying the power of the star doesn't exist.
Oh, I agree with everything you said about that.
But also, you take Chris Pratt, who, yes, had Jurassic World, and yes, you're going to want to attach him. I'm sure there's a play out there where you're going to get audiences in there if he does a fantastic performance in a drama, but they might not get in the seats as quickly as you're going to put him in any type of super action or whatever genre they're excelling in.
Well, look at Point Break. There's no stars in that. Yeah. And it's going to hurt a movie like that.
Yeah.
Well, also, I'm thinking about someone like Oscar Isaac, for example. I don't feel like a lot of people knew him, but you got Ex Machina, Inside Llewyn Davis, and now, he's going to blow up, and I would just hate to see him become one of those people where it's like, for every single role, it's like cast Oscar Isaac for Indiana Jones. It's like
they'll just throw tons of money at him. They're going to throw tons of money at him.
But here's the thing: Indiana Jones was Han Solo before he was Indiana Jones. Harrison Ford wasn't some guy they just pulled out of.
He was a carpenter.
Yeah, and I also look at like Rebecca Ferguson, who blew up this year because of Mission Impossible. I'd never heard of her until that movie. So I think they're still going and finding some of these. And Star Wars is a great example. All these kids that are in this movie are not stars.
Oh, they're literally me, you, and Sarah could be in Star Wars and still do $1 billion.
But that's a good point. When you said Spielberg, cast like Sam Neill and Goldblum. Listen, you could put us three in that movie. The dinosaurs were the star of that movie. That's not a take away from those actors. They did a fantastic job.
Right.
But also, look who was making that movie, Spielberg. That guy could pick whoever he wants. If he saw a PA and was like, I like this kid.
Like this guy.
Throw him in. No one's going to question him.
He found the little girl from Poltergeist in the mall.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, you're going to be on here.
Yeah.
It's going to cost her life eventually, but still.
Listen, I get sick of it too. When everyone's like, Emily Blunt for this, Emily Blunt for that. It's like, yeah, you know what? That's fans, I think, a little bit more than the studio.
I hear it every single day. And
it's like the little kid being like, Guardians of the Galaxy is the best movie ever made. Like,
it's true.
Everything.
Dude, great question.
I think that's where
you know what? You're going to definitely get the Point Break. DM me your address again. Fantastic question. Fantastic pictures.
Thank you so much, Chris. So it was awesome talking to you. I think we do have to get wrapped pretty quickly now.
We got one more?
No. I don't think we have time for one more. It'll be on word from Marissa. Marissa, do we have time for one more? Or are we out?
Yeah, you got time for a couple more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see? She just said rap him. No offense, Chris, but we have to get other people on the phone.
I just saw the word rap, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah. See, I knew what I'm talking about.
All right, so welcome to Box Office Breakdown. Who do we got?
I watched it.
Oh, yes. There we
go.
Who's this?
Well, you've just gotten everyone very excited by your
Brian?
More Creed stuff.
Who is this again?
Dude, let me tell you something. That's Brian.
Okay.
Creed is the best.
Oh,
so good.
It's a tearjerker. It just your endorphin levels raise, the dopamine in your brain goes up.
I saw it again last
amazing.
night.
You might have to have a debate with Dimitri Panos. He's not on board with you. You know Dimitri.
I have no idea who Dimitri is.
Wait.
He sounds like an idiot.
Please repeat yourself. Sorry, Tom was over talking you.
Sorry, buddy.
It should make more money than Star Wars.
Oh, I don't know about that.
He said it should.
Oh, it should, yes.
That is going to.
I mean, it's not going to, but it should.
It should. I mean, look, it's in my opinion the best movie I've seen this year. Creed.
Oh, I was like, but you haven't seen Star Wars.
No, but that's not going to be my favorite movie of the year.
I'm really curious to see how well like reviews does. Oh, we lost them.
Oh, we lost you on
We'll
the line.
but we'll keep talking
Call
about
back and we'll try and see. Oh.
I'm curious to see what the reviews are like for Star Wars. Like, I'm really hoping Star Wars comes at like 85, just so I could put the 85 score next to the 93, 94 of Creed. Be like, ooh, it's the better movie.
I just hear Star Wars is going to be off the charts. Probably going to be 100 on Rotten Tomatoes.
No way. You think so?
I heard it's.
Did you watch the Carrie Fisher interview?
I hear
Yes.
She
fantastic.
says, "Go see it." I trust Carrie Fisher.
Well, she's the best.
I think, listen, I would love nothing more for it to be 100%. I'm going by the director's track record. He has not made a movie that's come close to 100%.
Do we have our caller back?
Do we have another one?
We have a caller.
We have a caller. Hey, welcome to Box Office Breakdown. Who do
Good
we
question, Brian.
Look, it's been a while. They're doing some things, but I'm finally back. It's Dylan.
Dylan,
Wow.
I knew it right away. Dylan's back, man.
Wow.
He's returned.
You've returned.
Prodigal son.
He's been, the
Resurrected.
prodigal son has returned.
What's going on, man? You been jet skiing with chicks? What's
Yeah,
going
he's
on?
jet skiing with chicks.
Jet
He's
skiing.
whitewater
Jet skiing
rafting.
this summer.
The guy's he's recovering from Black Friday.
He does it 24/7.
He's
I've been so busy with trying to stay away from all the Star Wars stuff.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's difficult. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Were you hanging out in like the yoga pants section of like Lucy Lemon or whatever it's called? That's what I do.
That's not what it's called. It's called Lululemon.
Yeah.
We need to let our callers actually talk.
Sorry.
What's up, buddy? What do you got for us today?
I'll tell you what, bringing up Star Wars, obviously it's going to be the biggest of the next, up until the end of January for sure. But based off of opening weekend, can you guess the next remaining top 5 for opening weekend? Based off of like just prediction on forecast.
Wait, what are you asking again?
What those top 5 movies would be?
Of the year grossing?
No. Of from now until the end of January. What the prediction on the number 1?
Oh, Star Wars number
Star
1.
Wars number 1, but I don't know because I have to look at this calendar of what's coming out in January.
Nothing
It's
spectacular.
nothing, really.
Right.
Oh, we had a couple of things.
I'll give you 7 options.
Okay.
4 of them would be the correct.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Got Joy in the Heart of the Sea,
I heard Joy's terrible.
The Revenant, Kung Fu Panda 3, Ride Along 2, the Hateful Eight, and 13 Hours.
I mean, the Hateful Eight will make some money. Star Wars will make money.
Kung
Ride
Fu
Along
Panda's
will
gonna
make
make
money.
some dough too.
Star
man.
Wars number 1.
Those first 2 Kung Fu Pandas made a lot of money.
The Hateful Eight number 2. Kung Fu Panda number 3.
Kung Fu Panda number 2.
No way. It's gonna.
Hateful Eight will make
Hateful Eight
Hateful
is
Eight's
a
gonna blow it.
3-hour Quentin Tarantino movie, which is going to make good money, but he never breaks the 100 million mark.
Yeah, he
Barely
breaks.
ever.
Well, maybe you might be right.
King Fu Panda might do like
I think The
75
Revenant-
opening weekend.
My friend's seen The Revenant. They said it's fucking mind blowing.
Yeah, everyone's saying
He
that's
like
really
hides
good,
in
but
like dead horse or something. It's amazing stuff.
2-hour 40-minute movie that a lot of people. It's rated R. It's a great indie hit. I think it's gonna be a hit for Leo, especially come towards Oscar time. It might get a push then, but none of these movies are gonna come close to Star Wars.
I
or
noticed.
Kung Fu Panda.
I noticed, Dylan, you didn't include Point Break in that. That's very disappointing.
He's really offended. I mean, looking at
I'm offended that there's even a Point Break.
A lot of people are. A lot of people are.
and the knives have been thrown. Just for some facts, Quentin Tarantino's largest opening that he's ever had was in 2009 for Inglourious Bastards, which opened to 38.
Yeah.
Django opened to 30. But Hateful Eight still makes some good money.
I just really wish he didn't use Samuel L. Jackson again. I'm sick and tired of Samuel L.
He's
Jackson.
so good in it though.
But he's
Yeah,
always. I know. He
He's
writes
great.
for him.
If I'm
and
gonna
it's-
see Samuel Jackson, I want to be in a Tarantino movie. That was arguably his best role.
Because I think
He was great in
Tarantino
Django.
is actually really black, and he writes for Samuel L. Jackson. So
Well, he
basically,
does write for his characters in mind. He comes out
Yes.
and says that. Like, he writes for actors. He specifically tailors who he wants to do, and then he calls them and it's like, I have a role for you, do it.
I think the top 3 whitest black
Like, that's how
guys.
he works.
I hear he's
They're white,
actually-
but they're actually black. The top 3.
I heard Tarantino's actually the twin brother of Spike Lee, and they have a huge family like.
Tarantino's the blackest white guy.
before we-
I'm the second blackest white guy, and JT's the third.
Adonis.
I don't know what you want to say to that. This is the position I'm normally put in.
You want to hear what they're listed in as far as prediction wise right
Sure,
now?
go ahead.
Sure.
Number 2, which this one hurts me to say, Ride Along 2 at 50 million.
No way.
I don't know. I think it's going to tank.
Nope. I saw a trailer for it at Creed yesterday, and people in the audience actually booed.
Yeah, it looks
The
terrible.
trailer.
It's terrible.
Go ahead.
Number 3, Kung Fu Panda 3, that's at
Yeah.
44 million.
Yeah,
For
I mean,
sure.
the last one opened to like 47. The one before
Yeah.
that opened to 60.
Definitely gonna do good.
So was right on point. Hateful Eight is right now at 30 million.
Yep. That's about what
Sounds
is.
about right.
I think it might be a little higher though.
It might be. It depends, man. Yeah,
We'll
it's
see.
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number
all right.
11, that's at 23.
Okay.
And then 13 Hours, that's just below 22. Joy
Big
at
Galaxy
20.
movie. Michael
And
Bay.
then In the Heart of the Sea right now is at 17.
Wow. We'll see.
We will see. We will see. I don't know if the Hard
Yeah.
Sea is going to make that much, but we'll find
I
out.
just can't wait to start trying to predict for Star Wars next week.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's going to be a full Star Wars
I
thing.
can't even wrap my head
Thanks
around
for the
it.
call, Dylan.
Thank you very much. All right, callers have been great.
Yeah, so
Let's
next
wrap
week's-
this
Good calls.
up. We'll
So
be
next week's our last episode for the year.
Yep.
before the holiday season.
We'll go hardcore Star Wars.
Yeah.
So foreign titles, top 5s. We'll
Yeah.
get some names. We'll get some
Should we just bring
predictions.
Kenan?
Yeah, we should.
He doesn't. No, he's banned from the show.
Why?
Because he banned me from his show.
Oh.
So we're both we're double banned.
We're getting
Double
into
banned.
the
I'm
rivalry.
actually I'm banned from like the Screen Junkie studios. They don't even let me in there.
JTE? Any words?
I haven't heard that, but I'll look into
That's
it.
what I heard.
Well, thank you all for listening to us this week here at Box Office Breakdown on the Popcorn Talk Network.
Yes.
We will be back. We will see you soon. Things to do. Rate. Yeah, Twitter.
Yeah,
That thing that I
Rose
keep
JT.
forgetting
Yeah,
exists.
at Pop Finstock. We need to get our
At
numbers should be
_Stratton.
higher than they are. I don't know what people are doing. They need to really wake up. Whoever ain't watching need to start watching. You guys are idiots.
Subscribe, all those things.
Yeah.
That's good. Call me.
Yeah.
Yeah, just insult people and then they'll really respond to you.
they're not watching it,
No,
so how
you're
do they know I'm
supposed to
calling
send
them an
out-
idiot?
You're supposed to send out. No, that's when they don't rewatch.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
they're
we
gonna.
need
The
to
people who,
stop.
hey, I love the fans who watch. The ones who don't watch are idiots. Clearly, everybody knows that.
No, that makes them not fans.
Little Bobby might be back next week too.
All right, thank
yeah.
you.
Naked.
Sith Lord.
From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the Schmoes Know, this is Box Office Breakdown. Information and commentary on weekly movie box office. From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.